1-0 for Chris Johnson, 2-3 for Khalil Pearson. Everything is virtually identical except the reach advantage for Khalil Pearson. This fight is brought to you by Lights Out Sports TV, a free and supported multisports platform, just sports, available on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire, Android, and Apple iOS platforms. Let's take it to Tyson Johnson for the official.
Ladies and gentlemen, this amateur bout will be 3 2-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This fighter stands 5 feet 11 inches tall. He weighed in at 155 pounds. He represents the Legacy MMA. Ladies and gentlemen, with a mixed martial arts record of 2 wins and 3 defeats. From Piscataway, New Jersey, please welcome Khalil "The Real" Pearson. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, stands 5 feet 11 inches tall. He weighed in at 154.3 pounds. He represents the Temple 50-50 Fight Camp with an undefeated record of 1 win and 0 defeats. He hails from Long Beach, California. Please welcome the Beast, Chris Johnson.
Chris Johnson.
Your referee for this bout will be Grady Thomas.
Chris Johnson has been staring daggers nonstop at his opponent since getting inside the cage. He looked at the camera for a quick second and winked his eye when they were introducing his name, but just nonstop staring daggers
let's just say it right now,
ring.
he won the stare down.
Man, some of these guys, man, they look like great physiques. They're putting on, they're doing their job. They're getting well prepared, even at the amateur level. Great job, guys.
Yeah, Chris Johnson steps in and throws a nice jab.
Ooh, nice fake to a push kick.
Nice job from...
And so we have 2-minute rounds here. This is another one of our amateur fights with guys who have a little bit less experience. So again, you see shin pads, just like in our first fight, unlike our last fight. But these dudes are both already swinging each other and incredibly comfortable here in the Lights Out Extreme Fighting cage.
Good job for Pearson.
So both guys, so both guys kind of decide if they want to use the shin guards or don't want to use the shin guards, depending on if they want to wear them. As you guys saw in our previous fight, one of our guys they were not wearing shin guards. Now both guys here are swinging hard.
You know, we're seeing Pearson being much more strategic and landing straight punches. A beautiful jab and then a beautiful cross. And again, straight punches that have been popping the head of Johnson back.
I'm very surprised on what he did here. He kind of like fell down on that guillotine, but didn't have that front hand and arm.
Yeah, you can see he's got the Dagestani handcuff here, where he's trapping the right arm of Johnson with his right arm behind the back. You can see it right here.
Khabib was really good at this. Khabib, one of his best moves in the UFC, Islam. All these Russians use that right now. If he's able to stay in that side guard, like keep him a little twisted, he's able to control.
Yeah, it's so hard to get your arm back from that position, and it leaves the side of your face so vulnerable. Johnson was able to Upa and get him out of that, but he ended up landing with Pearson on top of him in mount, now raining down shots.
And now here with the new rule change for all you guys that are actually keeping up with the rules, people are going to be able to hit in this position on a 12-6.
Oh,
However,
not yet. This is an amateur fight.
Not on the amateur level, at the professional level. So it's very dangerous. Good round. Not a lot of action, but here we see the replay. He's reaching too much with his punches. Here, this was a little, kind of a little weird. He jumps into that guillotine, but does not have the head. He has double overhooks on top.
Yeah, we saw some fantastic straight punches out of Pearson. A jab that snapped his opponent's head back, and then a cross a little later on. I'd like to see him go back to utilizing those straight punches at range, even being patient and then sticking out and landing a stiff straight punch down the pipe on his opponent.
He needs to throw a little more combinations. It's like they're believing they're heavy strikers, so heavy strikers want to land that one haymaker. They got to put it together. They got to have fun in there. They got to make it fun. Both guys are smiling. They're enjoying the moment, but let's put it into action, guys.
Everything ready for the second round. Referee Grady Thomas.
Round two, party ready, fight.
Johnson ready to come out, immediately takes the middle and comes charging at Pearson again at the beginning of the second round. And another stiff jab by Pearson down the pipe.
He's doing a great job
and
circling.
across as well.
Once again, he goes back into that guillotine. Right now, this is very hard. He continues to go down only to get up. This is unnecessary pressure that you don't want to have. Great job.
And what a terrible place to be stuck down up against the cage, where not only you jam down between the floor,
and
but jam down against the cage, which is so uncomfortable, restricts so much of your motion, and leaves you extremely vulnerable to being hit.
And not only that, it's at the beginning of the round. It's a lot of time.
Raining punches for Pearson in the mount, and this could be over right here, Blake.
Yeah, I think that him being patient, like he's starting to do a little bit. He threw down some bombs, now getting patient, coming up, pushing his face down, posturing up, and just like this, and then landing a big strike or two on Johnson while he's down. And having, he's got the Dagestani headlock again. He's going to land a barrage of strikes for just about as long as he wants to, as long as he's able to keep that Dagestani handcuff.
What I would like to see from Pearson is, put his head against the cage, lock him into position where he cannot move. Every time he kicks off right now, he continues to slide around the cage. You need to put a barricade, something to stop him in front. That is moving his entire body, his head against the cage where he can posture, hit.
You're exactly right, rotating him, almost like a clock, and putting his head against the cage. I'm surprised we're not seeing Johnson try to utilize the wall here to wall walk and create a scramble. He's holding on for dear life on Pearson, so he can't rain down big shots, but it's not going to last forever.
And he takes the back.
But this could be over right here. It's just 10 seconds away.
Oh, he might have this choke.
Locked in. He's locked in. It is over.
And being belly down, flattened out like this, and Chris Johnson saved
by the bell.
Saved by the bell, yes.
Wow.
Man, I definitely thought we might have been seeing a tap there. Being belly down and flattened out like that with a guy trying to choke you, even if it's just across your face, is so uncomfortable.
He tricked me. If I was in his corner, I would have been mad. I would have been like, because I don't know if you were weighing out the time here. Let's watch the replay. Here it is, the punches. One of the biggest things I would like to see, like we were saying, rotate your opponent, put him against the cage. That way he cannot continue to slide.
Yeah, counterclockwise here, putting Johnson's head against the cage and his feet towards the middle of the ring to prevent him from being able to squirm his head back and forth like that. You lock that head in place and you can rain down shots on a target that can no longer move.
And here, this is where it got really close. All of us thought it was about to be over. Then we get to see a third round.
I think the path to victory for Pearson is very clear right now. I don't think Chris Johnson has a lot of jiu-jitsu in him. He hasn't even trimmed out of any position. He just stays in the mount. But let's see, third and final round of this bout. Chris Johnson comes out storming as he does every round. But other than that, I think Khalil Pearson has been dominating the fight, either in the stand-up. Oh, nice straight by Pearson.
Now we see Pearson kind of getting the groove a little bit. You see, nice job right under it. He took a shot.
Timing.
Perfect. Great job. This is a lot of pressure. Now, I would like to see Pearson once again. He has to learn how to use that cage to his advantage. Right there, he needs to drive his shoulder against against Chris, his chest, and all of a sudden it's going to make it very hard for him to breathe. It's going to restrict his breathing, and then it's going to get very uncomfortable. Here, once again, he's going to work for that mount, and there it is.
Secures mount again. If he can rotate him just a little bit clockwise, you can start to see him here. Jam this head down and rain down shots. Now you see Johnson can't move his head back and forth and is just eating shot after shot as Khalil Pearson rains down bombs.
Great job here. He actually got more. We got to see a little more action here because he was against the cage. He didn't have that space to move for him to be able to continue to slide. Great job. Now he's looking for that arm triangle.
And Johnson utilizes the submission attempt to come up on top.
He's still locked in.
It's so hard to finish his submission from the bottom position, and now we finally see Chris Johnson get on top. I want to see him get some redemption and rain down some shots from this top position on Khalil Pearson.
He's got 20 seconds to do it. Something explosive, or maybe look for the knockout. That's the only way. Oh, good knee to the body for Pearson. Last seconds of the fight. And I think this is going to be a clear victory for Pearson, who looks for the takedown once again.
Yeah, I definitely think that we saw a big hole in Chris Johnson's game in his takedown defense that Khalil Pearson was able to expose. And as a result, in my opinion, he won rounds 1 and 2 because of this hole.
I think even the third round.
Or excuse me, 2 and 3.
2 and 3? Yeah.
We'll go to break.